What's going on, y'all? This your boy Caseville, King Self for Life Wrestling Takes. Here to give you my honest take about tonight's Rampage. Before I do that, I want to go in on all the foolishness that took place online today. And a lot of this has to deal with the man himself who gave us one heck of a main event tonight on Rampage. Mr. Tony Khan. So, Tony Khan, as usual, is... Listen, for some reason, Tony Khan is... Listen, he's a part of the social media age. He wants to make sure that, if anybody claps back at him or if anybody try to tear him down, he's going to be at the forefront. He's going to always clap back. But I'm here to tell him that a lot of times you really don't have to. A lot of times you need to just focus on getting your program better, because at the end of the day, there's always going to be cats that's going to hate on you. Listen, when you winning, you got haters. Like, that's just... Haters are a sign of that you're doing great. If you have no haters, then you're not doing great. Tony Khan seems to be doing great. Now, he doesn't do everything great, and I'll talk about tonight's episode, but as of late, he's had nothing but AEW on haters' mindsets all day. They've been living rent-free. But apparently, what's been going on with him, he's been basically, quote-unquote, he claimed he had a team that's been going in on social media on all the clowns that's been constantly coming at him 24/7, all up in his mentions, basically saying that he sucks, AEW sucks, it's not worth it, you might as well just sell to WWE, it's not that you want to be WWE, you want to be WCW, it's not worth it, quit it, give up. Well, he had his team do an investigation, and it turns out that a lot of the clowns that be coming at him are quote-unquote bots. That's what he claimed. Well, why did he say that? A lot of people who favor WWE, a lot of people don't really like Tony Khan. This was like, oh, see, look at this. Tony Khan is allowing cats to live rent-free in his head. And you're right, it's the insecurity. The dude is insecure, very insecure. He's very immature. And I'm like this, bro, we know fools are going to hate on you. They can't shine your shoes. I talked about this before. They can't shine your shoes. You are a up-and-coming wrestling promoter. This is what you're focusing on. You're getting AEW off the ground. This is year 3. We're moving forward. I know we kind of got an obstacle because of what I was told, that the whole lot of the people that was upstairs or up top in Time Warner that moved on, and that a new regime is coming in, and that a lot of the stuff that TK and them like to do, they're not going to be able to do it. In other words, they may have to cow down. In other words, become more like WWE. In other words, being more PG-ish. AEW don't roll like that. So I don't know what that's going to happen. I don't know how that's going to transpire, but that's for another time, another day. But TK constantly going back and forth, and he even revealed that everybody already knew this, but the cats that work over at Wrestling Observer, which is Brian Alvarez and them, he pretty much outed them that they are on his payroll. He said, all right, Alvarez, I'm not finna give you your usual $200K you usually get a month. He just outed, like, you just basically told everybody already know that the Wrestling Observer, Dave Meltzer, Brian, all them clowns is on his payroll. Everybody already knew that. But he just outed it, and like I said, that's the whole point of everybody be saying that the man be doing cocaine. He doing something, because Tony Khan just be allowing all this foolishness to get the best of him. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not worth it, man. You need to just focus on getting this program better, getting the ratings to where they need to be, getting the wrestlers to where they need to be, so that we can continue to enjoy this show, because I saw SmackDown tonight, and I don't even know what I watched. I really tried to my best to watch that show, and I really didn't know what I was looking at. I was looking at something that made absolutely no sense. And I said, we coming off an excellent WrestleMania, and then Raw and SmackDown is back again being nothing but rematch city. Stupid stunt here, stupid segment here, stuff that don't make no sense. The only thing that made sense was the very end, when Roman Reigns told the Usos that we not only going to merge, I got both the WWE and Universal Championship, you're going to get the SmackDown and Raw tag team. I said it's about time. Just merge the freaking divisions, because there is no divisions. There's no divisions whatsoever. Meanwhile, in AEW, we got an overstacked roster, because there's plenty of cats and plenty of gold to go around, but we got to develop other cats. Just like how we did tonight with that young man Yuta, who I can't wait to talk about. But Tony Khan, you gotta, become more mature. Cause this fool is just constantly talking about all these clowns that be coming in your mentions and all that stuff. Forget them clowns, man. They not worth it. They can't shine your shoes. They cannot shine your shoes. They are not worth it. They are not worth your time. They are not worth your energy. But every time you do this, WWE shields and people that can't stand your guts, they gonna say, "Look at Tony Khan. Look, WWE living rent free in his head." I come at Vince McMahon old goofy behind every day. You don't see him constantly online. Ooh, these AEW fans and these WWE haters are always come. Vince don't care. He making his money. That's all that matters to him. This is what TK needs to get into business of, focusing on bettering your product. Who gives a rat's behind what an E-drone or AEW hater has to say? It shouldn't even matter to you. It shouldn't. These clowns are beneath you, sir. They are not worth your time, your money, or your energy, but you give it energy. You allow these fools to live rent free in your head 24/7. I'm telling you, TK, you need to let this foolishness go because it's not worth it, man. It ain't worth it. So that's just my honest take on that. I didn't say nothing about Tammy Schneider, or whatever her last name is. Y'all know. The sunny chick, the one who used to be in WWE back in the day was WWF. Girl been in and out of prison 24/7. She been able to get away. Y'all already know why she been able to get away. I don't have to go into details to why she been able to get away, but apparently this new case that just happened, she was in a 3-car accident that caused an older gentleman to lose his life. This girl is done. She's finished. And the fact that she was driving on a revoked license, that means her license was suspended. And she driving on that. I mean, look, this girl done had chance after chance after chance after chance, and she failed. And she doesn't care. She does not care. Now she done ruined somebody's life. His life is over. They ruined the family's life. She got to live with that. She got to live with that for the rest of her life. That's what she decided to do. You say you make your bed, you lay in it. That's that. So we gonna break down this episode of Rampage. How did I feel about tonight's Rampage? Tonight's Rampage was decent. It was not great, but it was decent. However, the main event though, let's talk about it. Bryan Danielson versus my main man Trent Barretta. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. This matchup was kind of, I don't know. Listen, certain wrestlers need chemistry. If you don't have the chemistry, man, and I understand the show was taped, so the crowd went. They tried their best to be in the match. Like I said, man. To me, they was just out there, And I already knew Bryan was gonna win, so obviously we starting the show off with these two. Like I said, they was doing a couple of things there, They did a few things that looked decent to me, but overall, I was like, And y'all like Trent. I think Trent is the best dude in the Best Friends out of everybody. Like, he makes the Best Friends go, but the Best Friends ain't been on nothing ever since OC got hurt. And they doing everything in their power to push that Danhausen clown, but they done doing nothing. Best Friends ain't doing nothing. And they finna lose Yuta. Best Friends ain't on nothing no more. Like, they used to be the team. They ain't on anything. So, like I said, Bryan Danielson gets that win. We talk about that situation. Match over with. So, backstage, young lady, I don't know her name. She's trying her best to interview Hook. Hook sitting there eating a bag of barbecue chips in the locker room. Y'all know Hook don't talk. Y'all know he don't talk. And he just get up and walk away. And then Danhausen clown just pops up out the trash can and goes, "Ooh, I got you. I got you now." I'm sorry, y'all. I can't get into this guy. Like I said, he's going to have to show me in the ring. But I can't. Like, to me, he's just a clown. That's all he is. He's just a clown that put so-called curses on people. He ain't doing nothing for me. He ain't doing anything. I'm like I said, but he threw the bag of chips in the trash. He picked up the barbecue chips and he started eating. Nothing. I was like, okay, whatever. So then we got Dan Lambert, Ethan Page, all ego Ethan Page, and my main man Scorpion Sky. Feel like he's an afterthought with the TNT Championship. That is nothing but Tony Khan to blame. Tony Khan has done a terrible job so far with Mr. Scorpion Sky's title reign so far. He hasn't done anything. So he was out there. He said, "I told you I was doing away with the open challenge, and somebody was gonna have to show me. But the fact that we still dealing with this Sammy clown, he doesn't want to let go. I told him to move on, but I'm here and I'm gonna run around with this TNT Championship, and nobody's gonna stop me. Then Ego Page, all Ego Page, Ether Page, he started running his mouth, and Dan Lambert started running his mouth, and then that's when Sammy came out and he told him to shut the you know what up. He sounds just like Jericho. I give him that. And then they talked about just babbling, and then he told Ted to tell people what that something about him being in a dumpster or being trash, and say it in Portuguese, and she just said, Dan Lambert. Yo, I'm sorry, man. Sammy and Ted, I like them. I respect the mess out of them. They make a great couple. But the fact that we got the on TV couple just not working. It's killing the both of them. Taya was on her way to being something great, and then now with her and Sammy, the both of them have fallen flat. It's like they don't do anything for me. They don't do nothing. They just there. So obviously, the rematch is coming. I said, Taya, she gonna get her hands on whenever Paige shows up, Paige Van Lett or whatever her last name, But segment was trash. It was a garbage segment, and apparently the crowd, they turned on him. Dan Lambert and them is the baby faces, and Sammy and them is the heel, because this on-screen relationship stuff is just more. It's cringe. It's not worth it. It's borderline. Get the heck off my television and stuff. That's where it's at. That is the borderline to where it's at. But anyway, so we get past that foolishness. Now we get to Swerve and QT. Now I actually was looking forward to this matchup, but like I said, the one thing that kills matches, I say it all the time. Picture by picture is the worst thing that ever happened to AEW. Yes, I know you want everybody to just continue to see what's going on. Just go to commercial. Just go to commercial. I don't need to see it, because apparently during the matchup, Nick Camarato and Han Solo, a.k.a. Aaron Solo, got kicked out. And I don't know why they got kicked out. I just know they got kicked out. So now it's just Swerve and QT. And Swerve and QT actually had a pretty decent match. Like I said, it was obviously better than the first match. There's no disrespect to Brian and Trent, because both of them are great wrestlers. But Swerve and QT actually was a way better match. So Swerve gets the victory. Swerve wins. Then Ricky Starks gets up and he said, yo, Swerve, listen, we got unfinished business. You don't like me, I don't like you. So we're going to be in my hometown. Now, obviously, your guy, Keith Lee, got beef with my guy, Will Hobbs. How about we have ourselves a tag team match in my hometown next week in New Orleans? I said, yes, that's what I'm talking about. I said, these guys need to be on Dynamite. They've been dominating Rampage. It's time for my brothers to shine on Dynamite. Let's go. Excellent segment. It was great. And Ricky walked off, hosted that FTW championship, and walked off. Perfect segment. They did what they had to do. Now, we got a little promo vignette of Marina Shafir basically beating the brakes off the cats over in Dark. And she said, Jade, you don't know how to solve this problem. That's all she said. Sound a little decent, you know what I'm saying? So we're going to see when them two finally get their hands on each other. We're going to see how they match, because it's always about chemistry. I'm telling you, it does not matter who you get in the ring with. Chemistry is the key. Your match got to, if you want your match to be great, your chemistry got to roll together. If it's not, your match is going to be trash. I'm sorry. I don't care who's in the match. The chemistry has to be the code. It has to be the 1-2 thing that connects. It connects you. Speaking of chemistry, we got the next qualifying match for the Owen Hart Foundation tournament for the ladies. We got Ring of Honor signee Willow Nightingale versus my girl Red Velvet. Now, I got mixed views on this one. Now, the crowd was heavy behind Willow. Red really didn't get no reaction. I feel bad for Red. I feel like ever since her going against Britt, and they really ain't done nothing with her. So it's like, I don't know where they go with Red. Now, I did not see Red winning this match, because the majority of the match, Willow was basically beating the snot out of Red. Red was basically getting jobbed out. Red was getting beat up. Now, she was hanging in there. She did a few little things, but Willow was dominating the whole match. So I'm sitting up here saying, well, that's the way you go. Fans like Willow, so you go that way. Like, we just going to have to, unfortunately, we got to repackage my girl Red. I don't know what you do with her, but Red actually got the victory. I said, wow, they actually went with Red. Like I said, I love Red Velvet. I think Red Velvet is one of my favorites. But obviously, ever since her going against Britt at the Pittsburgh show on the opener of Rampage, it just seemed like they haven't really done nothing with it. And I told you, I told you one of the major problems with AEW is when you present somebody, then they disappear and you don't see them. They only be on dark all day, and then when you try to bring them back on television, cats not gonna feel them. You know, and that's on TK. They ain't got nothing to do with the wrestler. Yeah, the wrestlers, their responsibility is for themselves to get over, but TK has to help them along the way. TK has to give them the opportunity to get themselves over. But if they constantly being on dark and Revelation and not getting no TV time, and then when you finally bring them back on TV, you know, we don't know what to, you know, how to roll with them, you know. But like I said, I thought Willow should have won because, I mean, obviously that's who they rooting on, they cheering on her. She the high hand, and obviously when Red won, they was booing the mess out of her. I don't know what they're gonna do with Red. I just don't. Obviously she wins, so she moves on in the tournament, but I just don't know what they're gonna do. Matchup was decent, but at the end of the day, like I said, I just don't know what they're gonna do with my girl Red. I don't know. So we get to this. So before we get to the main event, we get the picture by picture promo style with my main man Mark Henry. Moxley versus Wheeler Yuta. Moxley has his back turned. Wheeler Yuta cuts the promo of his life. He said, I've already impressed your boy Brian. I impressed the boss Regal. Now it's my turn to impress you, but I must defeat you. See, I am currently the pure champion, the Ring of Honor pure champion, and I'm going to manhandle you today, Moxley. And Moxley says, skip all that. I don't need to hear you talking about this, impressing me, impressing that. I'm not your friend. I'm not here. You know, I'm not Brian. I'm not Regal. I'm going to murder you. And that's all that matters. You know, Mark Henry, you know what he says. All right, that's enough talk. It's time for the main event. Right from the jump, Wheeler comes out. Moxley comes out. Yuta just jumps through the two ropes, start beating the snot out. He said, look, I ain't waiting for this food to get in the ring. I'm about to tear his behind up. That's exactly what he did. Ladies and gentlemen, Yuta is turning himself into a major superstar before our very eyes. A couple of months ago, you didn't know who this dude was. You're like, who this bum is hanging out with the best friends. Now this dude looks like $1 million aligning himself with Blackpool. This matchup was excellent. This matchup was everything in a bag of chips. And Moxley and Wheeler was just tearing each other up. Moxley bust him open. He bleeding all over the place. I said, well, you know AEW, they love their blood. They can't help themselves. They can't. They cannot help themselves. They like, we got to make sure somebody get busted open. But my goodness, Yuta survived 2 paradigm shifts, if I'm not mistaken. Yuta was getting manhandled, but he started to manhandle Moxley. And Moxley couldn't handle him. And the crowd was in it. I wanted to see my man win. I did. I told you, Yuta is impressing me so much that I want to root for him hard. I want to see him succeed. I'm tired of him losing. I'm getting to the point where I be complaining about the cats that look like me. Yuta is on that same playing field now. I'm tired of seeing my boy lose. I wanted to see him win. I really did. Yuta has turned into one of my favorites. He really is. This matchup was great. It was excellent. And Moxley did all this on a messed up hamstring. See, kudos to Moxley. Kudos to Moxley going out there wrestling one of the, this is one of his best. Listen, Moxley has had some great matches. But this match right here, him and Yuta, excellent. Once again, chemistry has got to be the core. It has to be at the core. If your chemistry is off, you ain't going to have no good match. It's just not going to work. I don't care what promotion, what wrestling company, it does not matter. I don't care if you're male, female, whatever. It's not going to work. It's just not. It's not going to work. This matchup right here, I mean, they just beating the brakes off each other, tearing each other up. Crowd love it. They was in it. Yuta kicking out 50 million times. Cass is like, look, man, I got to see this dude win. I want to see him win. That's what it was. Everybody was cheering him on. But then Moxley put him to bed. Just like how Brian put to bed Trent Beretta from earlier. Moxley put him to sleep. But right after that, Brian comes out, Regal comes up, and they look at him. He's standing there, he looking at him bleeding all over the place. Regal extends his hand, he shakes him, and Moxley yelled in, or whispered in his ear, "Now the work begins. Wheeler Yuta is now officially a part of the Blackpool Club," whatever they call themselves. Excellent. Excellent. Main event. Rampage from me for the last 3 weeks has been saved by the main event. The main event has been basically helping this show stay afloat. It really has. Like, I'm serious. Like, you have a couple of matches on the show, you be like, I don't even know if you'll be on the show. Then the main event just go out there and just wow you. And Yuta has been wowing me from from just this little bit of him come. It's like he having this coming out party. Like, he just, he's starting to show, he's starting to feel himself a little bit. Like, hey man, you know what? I'm getting used to this. Young man is great. The young man is excellent. He's doing a great job. Put on a phenomenal match with Moxley. I can't give them nothing but praise. Tony Khan was in his bag. He even said it on Twitter. A star is born. He right. He's right. Yuta is ain't no hating on my end. Dude is great. Dude is great, man. I'm looking forward to seeing what TK, what Regal, what Brian, Moxley, and Yuta do together. I don't know what's coming. I have no idea what's going down, but I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to this. This is about to be great. Whatever they got in store for them, come on, bring it on. So, overall, Rampage was decent. Main event, once again, saved the show. That's all that matters. The main event saved the show. I wasn't, like I said, I was in and out on certain things that took place on the show. I was like, yeah. But John Moxley and Yuta, they came through. They said, because I heard people talk about it. They said, you're not going to want to miss the main event. People was talking about this on Wednesday night, early morning, Thursday morning. You're not going to want to. And I seen pictures of Yuta bleed. I saw Yuta got busted open. I said, all right, let's see how it happens. Great. Thumbs up. Thumbs up to both men. Both men did a great job. So that is it. That is my review. I will talk to you guys later. You guys have a blessed one. Y'all know exactly what to do. Hit the comment section up. Tell me how you felt about the show. If you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe. Hit the like button. I'm going to talk to y'all cats later. I'll let you boy.